Welcome back to another video. It's the May manga log. Yeah, this will be a double upload month. It almost wasn't. I thought yesterday was the last day of May because I recorded a video, or started to, and then there were a lot of interruptions I was gonna keep in. Cat making noises like jumping over my gate, and whatnot, along with a phone call. It was a scam. Left an answering machine message. Yeah, my stomach is making a lot of noises. And then my keyboard almost didn't work again. It's just the back USB doesn't really want to work with it for some reason. It will for a little bit, and then it'll be like, nah, I gotta go, bro. And so I just plugged it into the front. And I ran out of time, like I said yesterday. In the middle, people got home. It had to end quickly. And I was gonna upload that, and then I realized, oh wait, there's another day in May. So that's cool. So, hopefully this time it'll go well. First up, like I mentioned in the previous video, Vagabond. I read it. I finally know who these two characters are. The character on the left is on the spine of Visbig 6. Yeah, it's right up there on my shelf. And I didn't know that Vagabond was based off of... I knew, like, it was based off of Musashi, but I didn't know he was an actual person. I thought it was like I thought it was like old, like a tale, like a mythic tale, almost, you know? But yeah, apparently it's based off of a real person. I say apparently, don't quote me on that. And I think for June, man, it's a tie between Vagabond and another manga, which I will get into. I might get one Vagabond, two of the other manga. We'll see. But, next up. Also, real quick, the character on the right, I love it. I love him. He's so cool. Anyway, next up. 20th Century Boys. It was getting really good. And then the volume ended. Vagabond and 20th Century Boys have both been really hitting hard good. Every time I read them, not a surprise at all, actually, because they're both goated manga. Sorry, it's 9:38 in the morning, so I'm getting this done now, and it should be up later today. Anyway, this was in volume 4, if I'm correct. I've seen this panel before, but I didn't know what it was. But now I do, and it's iconic, and I'm gonna sneeze. Now the noises are all coming from me today. Oh, excuse me. You can probably hear my cat yawning, snoring through the wall in my chair, making a noise. This was a very epic battle to see. I still have 7 more volumes of 20th Century Boys, plus the 21st Century Boys, or 21st Century Boy, which is a sequel, like a single volume sequel, if I'm correct. I don't know exactly. So I guess technically 8 volumes. Really excited to progress more into the story. Next up. Also, I mentioned this in the last video. It's unpredictable. Like, at first I thought it was really predictable. Like, I thought it was going to end real sooner. I mean, I knew how many volumes there were, but I was like, I don't know how Naoki is gonna drag it. But, he's doing it alright. Excuse me. Hunter x Hunter, I was finally able to get to volume 4. I got volumes 2, 3, and that's it. And I had 4 from my birthday or Christmas that I was able to read. Finally. This is a good refresher, as Togashi has been teasing on Twitter. You know, he's back. He just made a Twitter and he's been teasing the pages, the rough drafts, or they're more like sketches for like a storyboard, I'd say. Like, yeah. He's been teasing those. And I think I want to collect more Hunter x Hunter. I want to get all the way up to past where the anime ended. I've seen all the anime, so reading the manga, like, from start to current will be nice, because I don't remember a lot of what happened in the early parts of the anime. But I sort of do. Like, if someone were to tell me about it, I'd be like, oh, yeah. Excuse me again. So, it was really good seeing these characters, and I was reminded of how terrifying Hisoka is. Well, in the anime, he's like, oh, yeah, he's kind of scary. But in the manga, he's so much scarier. Like, just the way Togashi draws him. Like, this one panel in particular, just like his face is looking evil. Like, this sort of bloodthirsty aura. It's like clouding his face, and he's like, argh. Yes. Anyway, next up, the Cant. I got volumes 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Loved this. This is a cool panel. Doesn't really spoil anything. You don't know what these guys are. But, oh my god, a lot happened. I mean, considering I read volumes 3 to 7, mind blown. We discovered more things about what Chiho-san or Papiko can do, whatever you want to call her. I mean, especially a lot goes on. This panel leads up to an intense scene, or battle, rather. And Volume 7 had a lot of stuff going on. Reading, I know I probably mentioned this before, reading Cant makes me want to read Gantz. Like, I have the first omnibus, but I want to get the rest. I know not all of it's out yet. I think the final volume is coming soon, or it's close to wrapping up, rather. It's a beautiful manga. You know, it's funny and silly, but also, no. It's wacky, has its funny moments, like, you know, it has nudity, you know, for mature audiences. It has drama and some gore, obviously. It's so well-rounded. It's so perfect. Also, I love how, I don't know the author's name or the mangaka's name right off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm a bad reader, I know. Let me see. It's Hiroita. Nope, Hiroya Oku. I'm gonna burn that into my brain. I believe it's a he. I could be wrong. I love his sort of advertising. Like, some of the characters will have a Gantz poster or a Gantz shirt or hat or something like that. And they'll even talk about it like, oh, Gantz is so cool. And then, like, I like how he shows his love for other media as well. Like, on the backpack of the main character, or one of them, the kid. I don't remember his name. Okay, don't get mad at me. It's Ray, I believe. Ray-san, as they call him. His backpack has the Star Wars, the Jedi, symbol, logo. It's so cool. It's so awesome. I believe I also saw, like, a Spider-Man reference. Of course, couldn't do it exactly like Spider-Man. You don't want to get copyrighted by Marvel or anything like that. Anyway, great manga. Next up, Can't Stop Cursing You, Volume 3. This volume had me for a loop. Of course, in all of them, you don't know who the killer is. You do not know at all. And this one especially threw me for a loop, because it was like, what? 5-head stuff? And plus it introduced a new character and new abilities, and it's so unique. I love it. I can't wait for it to be animated. I feel like it'll take top spot. And I said I can't wait for it to be animated. I don't know if it's been talked about. I mean, I don't know anything. So it could easily be in the works, which would be really nice and awesome. Next up, I read Undead Unluck Volume 7. This was awesome and great. We got to see more past stuff about some characters' relations. And the plot is moving forward. This is such an awesome manga. It's so not talked about. Like, the power system is so cool. And the way the author utilizes it and has built it is so awesome. I've never seen a power system like this, okay? Granted, I've read Invincible, not a manga, but still, Dragon Ball Z. I've watched Naruto. I'm reading JJK. One Punch Man. Fire Force. Hunter x Hunter. So many things, and this one is unique because it's like, it's like undead, like you're not dying, or unlock. It's the opposite of luck, obviously. And these characters utilize their abilities so well and come up with these dope moves. Like, I would love to see interviews with the creator. Like, if somebody were to interview them, that'd be awesome. Maybe it's already been done. I don't know. Anyway, my shirt was stuck on my chair. Let's go. Next manga. Beastars. Oh, as always, it never fails to be so good. We finally got the title. The title was mentioned in the manga. Finally. Like many, people joke about it and whatnot when mangas or anime say their own title, and they're like, well, I'm the Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know, I haven't watched Tokyo Ghoul. No, I have, obviously. If you watched my previous videos, you'll see I've read it. Or, I'm going berserk. Berserk. Not funny, I know. But Legoshi finally said, we can be Beastars, we can do this, or something along the lines of that. And I need volume 18. Please, release now. And we got to learn more history about, the world of Beastars, about what the carnivores and herbivores were like in the past. and we got to see probably the biggest character. And when I say biggest, I mean like the largest physically, which was awesome. And it introduced a weird thing towards the end. Aura, some sort of aura thing. Not an ability, rather, more of a technique, or whatever you want to call it. It was wacky, and it left off on a cliffhanger, like, rather spicy. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Next up, Crazy Food Truck. I didn't think I'd like it. It's sort of episodic, but it also isn't. Like, so they're all connected for the most part, and it left off on a cliffhanger like this, like, you know, like all good manga. It was wacky. It was cool. There was a lot of action. The art was so good, or drawing, you know. At the end, the mangaka left the recipes for the food in each, you know, chapter, if there was food, which was really cool, you know. Make your own BLT, what she's eating on the left. It's so cool. It's awesome. Go get it. Give it a read. What did I read next, you may ask? Devil Ecstasy by Shuzo Oshimi. This really reminded me of Junji Ito's style a little bit. You know, this was one of, you know, his first works. Shuzo Oshimi's first works. This was kind of like where he was finding his art style. Like, it's so different from his current style, sorta. It was funny and wacky and kind of like an interesting concept. For example, it's, you get to learn this right off the bat. The main character, he is traumatized by big boobs. Does not like big boobs. It left off on a good note, like a cliffhanger. Like, oh my god, like I couldn't believe it, honestly. It is sexual. I will say, I believe my volume of Devil Ecstasy was wrapped. Good. This, unlike other works, had an afterword. I think this was his first series, weekly series. I don't know if it was weekly or not, but the first one to be published in a magazine or something. And the afterword was funny. Like, his wife helped him a little bit, apparently. And apparently the idea for this, like, there was a first draft, and his editors didn't like it. And they were like, and then he just came up with one on the spot and was like, oh, da 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 da. And he came up with, you know, Devil Ecstasy. A brothel run by succubuses. Succubi. Yeah. I enjoyed this a lot. I can't wait for, what is it? Welcome Back, Alice, if I'm correct. Let me give it a look. Yeah, it's Welcome Back, Alice. I was right. Ooh. The first volume comes out June 7th? That's coming up in a couple days, actually. You know I'm getting it. I'm gonna continue Devil's Ecstasy as well. Because Shuzo Oshimi, it's good. It's great stuff. It's not your average... I mean, if you are a fan of Shuzo Oshimi and you've read, you know, The Flowers of Evil, and if you're reading Blood on the Tracks, or Happiness, this is really different from those. It's not. It has a lot more lighthearted moments, and the art is. Like I said, he's finding his ground. I got his art book, you know, so I saw some of the Devil Ecstasy art before I read the series. And I have seen, get the art book, Shuzo Oshimi art book. It's called Femme Fatale. It's really, really awesome. Anyway, I can't wait to see if the drifting, not cafe. Sorry, I've read Drifting Classroom. If you've seen, it was like one of my first videos I published as an adult. I should preface, yeah. Next up, Chainsaw Man, Volume 11. Finished this. It was awesome. I can't wait for part 2 to come out. It is currently summer, or I'm considering it summer. It's really hot out. It's the end of May, basically June. June is tomorrow. So, give me part 2. Come on, baby. It was tragic. It was awesome. I feel like we finally got to see Denji use his brain. Like, he's not going off of instinct. Or in this particular battle, or the battles, he used his brain, which was awesome. Like, it threw me for a loop what happened. Give it a read. Finish part 1. Mwah. Next up, Powerless, Volume 1. I think this is the last one I've read. It's the last one I read. Powerless. A world with no color. Something happens, and this guy uses color pigments, and pew pew pew, human mutations. We're all monsters now. It was weird, sorta. It was. I don't know if it was my cup of tea, honestly. I might give it the 3-volume or 4-volume, test in the water, per se. Give it a loop, You can see it's by Cant. I couldn't find many panels. These were ones that were spoilerless, I mean, you can see his gun on the front cover, and you can see the color. It has some color panels when the pigments are being used. It was alright. I loved the action. I loved it. I think it might become a good series I will enjoy the more I read it. But I think that's the last one. Yep, it is. So I should have. I don't have any manga, so I might read a normal book. Yeah. And with that out of the way, May's log is concluded. No interruptions. Let's go. Aside from myself. Have a good day. Have a good summer. Hydrate. Wear sunscreen. I'll see you in the next video. If you're there. Bye-bye.